Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. My name is Teacher Jenna. This is your first time with us. I'm so excited you're here. If you're back for more, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the Qkids Demo 1 interview. We're going to hop into the classroom and I'm going to try to cover any questions that you might have. If you think of any more, shoot me an email. So before we get started in the actual demo classroom, there are a few things you need to make sure you have. One is decent lighting. Make sure that your classroom is well lit. An external camera does wonders if you have bad lighting. Or you can use lamps or whatever else you have. Don't buy anything really at this point. I would also suggest to have some sort of background. It's not required, but if you can just throw something up, even if it's just a little sign with your name on it that you could print off the computer or make with markers, it makes you look more prepared. They always say dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So although the background is not a requirement in Demo 1, I would highly suggest having something up. If you can't put anything up, then make sure there is nothing behind you. Just a blank wall. This will look better than your living room or that pile of laundry on the chair. You need to look professional. So get a background if you can. Don't make it anything crazy fancy, but put something up if you can. And another thing is your camera angle. Make sure that your camera isn't like this or that you're not up here. Make sure that you're on a good angle with your camera. Presentation is key. You want to look very professional. Solid colors are a really good choice for being on camera. Don't wear anything too loud or with bright patterns, things like that. Just make sure that you look presentable on camera. Another tip is, although Demo 1 is very focused on the technicalities of the classroom, you will be asked to teach a few slides. Make sure you pay attention to what slides are in the classroom and go over them. Know what you're doing. And I'll touch on this a little bit more while we're in the classroom, but be prepared to teach. It's not just about the buttons. All right, I think it's time. Let's go to the classroom. Okay, here we are, the Demo 1 interview room. When you get approved with all your computer specs and they want you to go ahead and train up so you can interview, you'll get lots of information from Qkids that you need to read. You cannot wing this. This is very important. This is not a get to know you, charm them with your personality. You have to know your stuff. Okay, so Demo 1 is all about the technical stuff in the classroom. It's not about how long you've been a teacher. It's not about your shining personality or your awesome background, which you need to have, by the way, at least something. It's about whether you can run the tools in the classroom. So the first thing that will happen is your little interviewer person will pop up down here where Kobe is, and they will ask you if you know how to adjust the volume for the student. They will ask you if you know how to mute a student and unmute a student. They will ask you if you know how to send a report error, which is this little bell right here, okay? And it'll send a message to the parents. They will also ask you if you know how to give diamonds down here. You really need to know everything about all of the buttons in this room. So the very first thing they're going to do is they're going to tell you to open up your settings so that you can run a network test. Now, you have to have your phone and you need to download the Qkids app. There it is, super cute Qkids teacher app, because you're going to have to send them your pings through the app. The first thing you're going to do is start your test. After you show these and they're below 80, you will take a picture with your cell phone and send it to your trainer through the Qkids app. This is how they can confirm. If you're not below 80, they will not continue with your interview. Also, another setting is your audio for your speakers and your microphones in the same spot. They will ask you if you know how to check that. And your video feed to determine which camera you're going to use. That is the settings tab. Okay? It's very important that you have the app downloaded before your demo interview. Then they will move on to asking you about the buttons across the top. One of the things in here are the diamonds, of course. Okay, super easy. And then we have a bunch of more buttons, but I'm going to go ahead and take you into the classroom. So you need to click say hello, and it will take you away from this screen. This will automatically appear 2 minutes before your class if you have not selected it. So this is your welcome slide. This is what will show up before every single class. This is where you'll greet your students and get to know them and check the volume levels and things like that. But right now we're going to focus on the buttons at the top. We have diamonds. Okay. The second item we have is the text board. This will pop up. You can move it around the screen and you can type in anything you want to type in. Okay. You can move that. You can practice colors, anything you need to type through the whole classroom. This button is always there. The next button we have are the markers. I'll admit I don't use these very much because I'm just not that great at drawing, but they're here. If you need to draw on the screen, if you need to highlight something, point to something, they're all here. The button after that we just looked at, this is the spotlight, and this is a really cool feature. Throughout the whole lesson, you can spotlight on certain things if you don't want to draw, or you can right click on your mouse and it'll bring you up, yay, a little highlighter. Okay, right click. Another thing we have up here are the stickers. Okay, the stickers are super important because the kids love them. My demo trainer asked me for specific stickers, so I would suggest going over these to really, know which ones are there. I had one interviewer ask me for a big trophy. So you need to make the trophy big, right? Just as big as you can get it for a big trophy. They might ask you for a butterfly. And whenever I'm introducing the kids, when they ask for their sticker, I put it over their camera. I always put one over their camera. That way I know where I'm at, so I don't lose my place if things get hectic. So these are all your stickers. The button next to that is looks like a volume button with a minus sign. That is to lower all mics. It's called all mics lowered. If it gets really loud, really chaotic, click it a few times and it'll turn the kids down. The last one is all mics on. To use this button, say we have our kids down here on the bottom and we're going to introduce them, which you will do with your interviewer. You'll click Kobe, who will be your interviewer. It'll have their name and they'll be right here. Well, when he's talking, mute the other students so that we can hear only him and adjust his volume as needed. And they will ask you if you know how to do this in your demo. Okay. But when Kobe's finished and we need to put someone else on the screen, the other two are still muted. We can mute this one and just hear this one. When you're ready to move on from this screen, click all mics on, and they're all on again so you can hear them. Make sure you turn your kids back on. This is a big deal. You won't have to do that physically in the Demo 1 interview, but they will ask you if you know how to do it. So these buttons at the top are the biggest thing for Demo 1. Make sure you practiced. Then they will also have you go through a few of these slides. They won't have you do the whole lesson, but they'll tell you which one to go to. So they'll tell you, can you go to number 2? And then I want you to show me how you will teach this. Magnify it and use your TPR. Run! Yeah, run! Run! Make sure you're having them say it at least 3 times and in different voices because that kind of adds a little spice to it and they like to see that. Then we have running. Running. Yes, I am running. I am running. Yeah, you are running. You are running. So just make sure you teach them, all of them. Jumping, flying. And it doesn't hurt to have a prop. I have a puppet you can use. We can have a flying dragon. Flying, jumping. But be creative. Don't just say, fly, fly. that's a no-go. Okay, be creative. These are usually little kids and they want you to be energetic. They want you to be into it. And it's very important that your interviews see that. Let's look at this one. Here's a new round. Whenever you have a game, you pick a card to hide. Okay, then they have to look at them and determine which one's missing. You'll go through all these games and you'll get to learn all of that. But before you start these games, it's always a good idea to do this. Okay. Oh, what is it? Jumping, jumping. Oh, flying, flying. Yes, and running. So do something fun and interactive like that. Like I said, Demo 1 is going to be about mostly using the buttons. They will have you go through the slides to see how you can teach a few things, to see if they want you to go to Demo 2. But make sure you can run the classroom. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any more questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Again, my email is in the box below and my referral link. If you need a referrer, I would love to help you with this program. Here is my code. The link is in the box. I will help you every step of the way. See you next time.